See, the antibiotics that you've been taking just been creating more reoccurrences. So the Facebook is the one.
Where a lot of my Facebook followers are Bahamians abroad,
Okay.
locals too, but
Uh-huh.
a myriad of,
Hmm.
of persons who like to interact. So they're asking, they're typing questions and
Okay.
making comments throughout
Mm-hmm.
the show. That's what this is all.
Okay. That's
then
the
of
link that I shared, the
Yeah,
Facebook
yeah,
one.
yeah. No, no, no.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Okay.
That's cool. And then, of course, old school people listening on the radio at the same
Right.
time.
Okay.
Things familiarities.
I was gonna ask you how you was feeling, but I said I'll wait for the end.
Okay.
But I'm glad you shared
Yeah,
that.
oh, yeah. Listen, I was giving Ryan a whole testimony. And I was like, one capful.
Mhm. And it's tasteless and basically
Well, I mean, when you
odorless.
put
So
oregano in it, it have
yeah,
taste,
but by itself, it's
yeah, I
tasteless.
was
So
like,
people think like this can't do anything for me.
I'm here to tell. I can talk. One thing with me, I have no problem telling it like it is. And telling
Wow,
my
I
truth.
know
So
you're
I can
real.
talk it.
Yeah, I know you keep it real.
I have no problem. Hello, good afternoon. Good afternoon, my good doctor. Hold on now. We can fight. Whoever you are, Mr. Edison B. Joffer, we're going to fight because this is my good doctor. You know, like when you have your good pastor? I'm my good pastor. This is my good doctor. So put up your dukes. Let's do it. All right, here we go. They're coming up. They even say, hey, Empress, how you doing? Well, good afternoon, my good doctor.
I know
Right,
him.
so you ever see that?
I know him.
Right, they ready for us to put up our dukes. It's our doctor. Oh, Lord, they done start the foolishness. Okay, here we go. Showtime.
This is Star 106.5 FM, Nassau, Bahamas.
Treatment room in the room. Hashtag about this Wednesday. Hi, Doc. All your people, these all your people. Oh, I see Jamaica in the house. Hello, Miss Beckford. Oh, man. Doc is in the house for real, for real. All right. Watching from GC. GC. Oh, Grand Cayman. Okay. All right. Hi, Annie. How are you, darling? GC. I had to think for a minute. GC.
GC, yeah,
Grand
Grand
Cayman.
Cayman.
Giovanni. Oh, that's a Bahamian living in
Yes.
Grand Turk.
Yes, I know him as well.
Lovely. Oh, guys, I'm so excited to introduce today's guest. Oh, my God. All right, good stuff.
So you'll introduce me. I don't have to introduce myself. Okay, good.
Definitely. Star 106 hits a pleasant Wednesday. Good afternoon to each and all, and welcome to another Wellness Wednesday right here on your hit station. Yours truly, the Natural Empress. Always good to be in your company. And of course, I just want to say a special good afternoon to everybody joining us today for another Wellness Wednesday. All right. It's all Brought to you courtesy of none other than the Cleveland Clinic. I got to say thank you to them. Bahamas Welding and Fire, BWF, they're doing their fall mega sale. So make sure you stop on in, number 13 Wilton Street. Thank you to the Nassau Cruise Port. They're doing it. Listen to me, history in the making. Eddie Minnis is about to take the stage after 40 years. So get your tickets now. He's going to be doing this on October the 5th. So of course, I think it's a family affair. You want to bring out the children, let them get a bit of, the culture, the real culture. Got to say thank you, of course, to Kalik, the beer of the Bahamas. Thank you to the mall at Marathon. They're celebrating 35 years of being your favorite spot. As a matter of fact, this weekend there's a all Bahamian concert free of cost at 8 p.m. in the food court. All right, yours truly will definitely be hosting that one. So I'll see you guys at the mall. Also, I got to say thank you to Pinder Tile. Let's see. KFC has got us this hour, as well as Muffler World. And of course, I just want to say thank you to each and all joining us. We are 106.5 on the FM band. Thank you to all of you tuned in there, channel 976 on cable. And then, of course, to everyone tuned in on the Facebook Live, Star 106 and Natural Empress on Facebook. All right, so we've got all the formalities out the window. I want to welcome a very special guest in studio today, trichologist and holistic practitioner, the one and only Dr. Lashanta Smith. Good afternoon to you, Doc. The Doc is in the house.
Good afternoon, and I am so excited to be here.
All right, I forget I gotta set you up. And there you are. Okay, now we're cooking with gas. Good to have you, Doc. Indeed, a pleasure to have you. And I can't begin. I've interviewed so many people in my very long career, but there are a few people that I truly, truly hold dear to my heart when it comes, or interviews that I hold very dear to my heart, simply for various reasons. And this one in particular, because you are a life changer. You're not just a wellness practitioner or trichologist. You are a life changer. And when I say that, I'm speaking from experience. And, they say experience teaches wisdom. And I'm ready to, share my testimony. And I'm wanting for all of the persons that I hold very dear to my heart, and persons that love themselves and love life, to listen very keenly today, because today is going to be a life-changing moment, hopefully, for those, like the Bible says, who have ears to hear, let them hear. Today is that day. So we're in the Bahamas. I got a post, I think it was last week, and we all saw it. Some just kind of glanced at it through their peripheral, not really taking it to heart or really studying it for what it meant. And the post simply described the Bahamas as the fourth most obese nation, not in the Caribbean, but in the world. And this was the time for the alarm to be sound. It was supposed to, bells and whistles and motorcades and everything, like, nation, we have got to make a change. And nothing was done. People went about their daily lives with 6 starches on the plate and whatever else. I have a family member that like to say, you dig in your grave with your teeth. Right? Don't use that now. That's copywritten now. Right? Dig in your grave with your teeth. And, I'm sure you're seeing it more and more, but and there are Bahamians abroad, and the world is a large place. But let's just deal with home just for the moment. Do you think we're doing enough to educate and sensitize the public at large when it comes to how unhealthy, not just obesity, but generally speaking, where overall health, optimal health is concerned, how sick we are as a nation? You're looking at me like, oh, Lord, you really want to go there?
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. And I got so emotional when you started to talk about, just this approach being so life-changing, because this is something that I am truly passionate about, just changing one life at a time.
Mhm.
Because like you said, we are the sickest generation ever by far.
Mhm.
And some people sadly are not taking it serious enough. So we have to bring an awakening. We have to make them more aware so that we can prevent issues, not just cure, but prevention is more powerful.
Sure. Now, the thing about it is, we're finding as we look through any Thursday paper in particular, oh my God, I just saw this person last week.
Yes.
Oh my God, this person was only 32. Oh my God, but I just saw them in the food store. And a lot of people are attributing these untimely deaths to COVID, to the vaccine, not realizing that in this very intricate body of ours, there's so much going on that goes undetected because we don't necessarily chime into those systems. As such,
Right.
we would just go to the doctor. We get this annual where they, okay, blood pressure check, cholesterol check, sugar check. But there's in meeting you and going through the full diagnostic, I realized that there's so much more that needs to be explored in order to obtain optimal health. And a lot of people is either they don't, I want to say they don't know more than I want to say they don't care. So let me just give you an example, or give my listeners and my viewers an example. When you visit Dr. Smith, your checkup is far beyond those things that I just mentioned, your cholesterol, your sugar, and your blood pressure. You get a full diagnostic where when you're looking at pages and pages and pages and more pages of what do you call them, doc?
Report.
Diagnostic
Mhm.
results.
Yes.
You realize that all of your life you've been just scratching the surface. And this is no disrespect to any medical practitioner, because y'all know in particular, I have quite a few of them who are my closest friends. But the truth must be told that there's so much more to this intricate body of ours that we don't necessarily pay attention to. And this is where you come in. So first and foremost, what if somebody's now thinking, boy, Empress, you just kind of raised my eyebrow. Well, like, what are you talking about? You mentioned prevention. What is it that theoretically as a nation we're doing wrong, other than the fact that we are what we eat? Um, is it safe to say most of our illnesses and ailments come from the way that we eat?
Well, sure enough, diet is always going to be foundation, but diet is not the only thing that makes us sick. Like, we live in a sick world, and so we are constantly being bombarded by so many different things. We live in a stressful world. Stress is also one of the key components that contributes to a decline in health. So diet is always foundation, but the thing is, like, most people would get a normal lab report.
Okay.
But to us, normal still means sick. So if you bring me a lab report that's saying normal, you're in perfect health, I'm saying you're sick.
Why?
The
Because
reason
my
why,
doctor say I'm good. Why would you say that?
okay, so you're good, right? But yet you have so many symptoms. Yet you have period pain. Yet someone may
That's
be
normal.
experiencing, it's not. Pain and discomfort is never normal. It's a communication by the body telling you that there's something wrong.
So you're telling me all of the menopausal women right now who said, "Oh Lord, this personal summer killing me. Oh my God." I remember my grandma used to be like that. So we now attribute what's common as normality.
And we think it's normal. Yes.
Well, child, y'all, I hope y'all listening. All of y'all who having the personal summer right now, you're saying that those are just signs that something is, your body is either being depleted or there's something wrong. This is the check engine light. You're saying
Yes.
menopause and the symptoms are a check engine light.
Yes.
Wow.
Menopause is supposed to be a smooth transition of life
Nobody's going to believe that.
where we absolutely have no symptoms as females. Absolutely none.
So no hot flash, no night
None.
sweats, no irritability,
No heart palpitations.
no heart
none
palpitations,
Of it. No insomnia. No mood swings.
swings.
No vaginal dryness. None of that.
See, the person said, really? Okay.
I'm telling you.
So medical doctors just pretty much prescribe things to keep those symptoms at bay. So you're hot, you strip as much as you can. You take your primrose oil and all these different, I know certain medical doctors want to prescribe estrogen. You've already been depleted estrogen. So in order to balance your hormones, they're saying, okay, take some hormones. Your body ain't making it no more. So take some. But then read the fine print at the very bottom. It says, oh, if you take this now, you may develop cancer. How does that work?
Right. So whenever we work against normal physiology, we pay a price for it. So the body's not saying that I need you to give me estrogen. The body is very smart. It knows how to make hormones. It knows how to make the estrogens that you need. And the thing is, it wants to, but a lot of times it's just missing the building blocks. Like it needs the raw materials to make hormones. Some women are deficient in these materials. And so when we simply just give it to them,
but how does
again.
the woman become deficient? Is it because of her age, where the body is now being depleted? Because that's what we're taught.
No, it's never age. We blame a lot of stuff on age, and when it's not age, it's genetics.
Okay.
That's not true. No. So deficiencies can come from your diet choices, your lifestyle choices, but it can also come from, because sometimes some people are putting in good stuff into the body, but they're not able to properly digest and absorb these things. So they're just basically pooping it out. So the body doesn't even know that it was there, because as it goes in, it comes out and the body's not able to absorb it. So two things that the body needs in order to make hormones is healthy fats and also complete protein. If you're deficient in proteins or healthy fats, you're missing the building tools, the building blocks that your body needs to make hormones.
Menopause is one thing that we see the symptoms as normal. What other abnormalities or ailments that we're plagued with that people pretty much deem as normal, like menopause? What else comes to mind?
Hypertension by the time you reach a certain age.
So we expect it because it's in our family.
Yes. Your mom was hypertensive. Your grandfather was hypertensive. So now you acquired the genes and you're hypertensive.
And you're saying
that's not true. As human beings, we are not genetically programmed for diseases. We're not. And genes only play like 5% in the overall contributing factors.
5%?
5%. That's it. The other 95% is always going to be epigenetics.
What about the high rise of children being born with autism, dementia? Let's talk about all of these things that we now are deeming as normal, because I asked somebody the other day, how come we don't see retarded children anymore? Back in my day in the 70s and the 80s, you had what we called retarded children.
Right.
You don't see them anymore. We're now seeing autism. Where was autism in the 70s and 80s? Where did all of this come from?
Right. So it's just so many stresses that are stressing the central nervous system of our children.
So we weren't stressed back then? Is there a difference in the time zone?
There is. The food is just sicker. The soil is more depleted. We have more environmental stresses as well. Food allergies are one of them. People are not aware of their food allergies. And then heavy metal.
What? Stick a pin on that one. We're going to take a quick break on that, because that needs a segment all by itself. This is Free Your Mind on a Wellness Wednesday. Dr. Lashanta Smith is in the building. We're going to take a quick break, find out what's happening on the streets of Nassau. We got our Eye in the Sky traffic report, followed by more with Doc in just a second. But if you want to tune into the Facebook Live, where you're free to ask questions and the show continues beyond the commercial breaks, feel free to do so. Star 106 and Natural Empress on Facebook. Stay tuned.
You have to know. Look at that.
Okay, so this one says, I've learned of something called early menopause, where a lady got hers in her mid-30s and was upset as she couldn't have kids any longer as much as she wanted to have kids. Is that common? So you could talk this now. This is now Q&A, where persons are.
Oh, so they can hear you. Talk?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. So, yes, it is common. We're seeing more cases of that. But then again, common does not mean normal. So it's definitely not normal. So menopause is a normal transformation of life, right? Normal biological transformation of life. When a female gets there, that cannot be reversed. No matter how healthy she gets, that cannot be reversed. But why is it that we're seeing females come in and they're saying that they're in menopause, or they're in perimenopause, and they're young. They're in their 30s. Sometimes they're in their 40s. And 40s, to me, is still too young. And when we help them to become healthier versions of themselves, they start cycling again. They get their period again. And they're like, what's going on? I was told I was in menopause. I said, no, you were not. Because if you were in menopause,
This couldn't
we
happen.
cannot reverse this no matter what we do.
You're not
If
God.
this was reversed, you were still a cyclic female.
So I gave somebody this analogy where that's concerned, where it isn't that the toilet is broken, is that there's no water in the tank, so it can't flush.
That's all.
You
I
can use
love
that
that
one.
I'm writing that down.
Yes, the toilet's not broken. It's just that there's no water in the tank for it
That's
to
all.
flush.
That's all.
That's it.
Perfectly
folks.
said.
This one says, "Oh, I love the analogy to check engine." Like, yeah, girl. Let me tell you something. I'm full of analogy. All right. Yes. Nice, but facts. Absolutely. So, in terms of diabetes, arthritis, dementia, and you had a nice little video yesterday that attributed all of those things to sugar.
Sugar.
I don't think most people know that. They only the only diabetes they would say is sugar, because we call it sugar.
Right.
But dementia and arthritis is a result of too much sugar.
Yes, definitely
Didn't know
a
that.
huge factor, a huge factor. And that's the reason why when people begin to detox sugar, all of their symptoms go away and they were not diabetics, because I'm not looking for diabetes. I'm looking for a sugar problem. 90% of the population is walking around with blood sugar issues and they just don't know it. And a lot of people would say, well, I had my A1C tested and that looked good. I was around about 5.1, 5.2. Yes, that looks perfect.
Mhm.
But there is a sugar marker that is not being tested, and it's called insulin. Insulin is a hormone that we test every time. We test it on every patient that walks in, because if you fix the insulin problem, you fix 90% of all diseases worldwide, including cancer, including dementia, including rheumatoid arthritis. You name it.
So to the person who's just been diagnosed with cancer, all right, they're told that, listen, you have cancer, chemo right away. Let's get that poured in you real quick and let's fire it up. What do you say to that person?
You better not be eating sugar. And I'm talking about sugar in all forms, because sugar is going to feed your cancer cells. Cancer cells love sugar. And sugar also suppresses the immune system. So God gave us our own chemotherapy on the inside, and it's called our immune system. And when that is compromised because of sugar and some other things, now you don't have the thing that's supposed to protect you against cancer. You don't have the thing that's going to go like chemotherapy and it's going to destroy cancer cells because it's suppressed by sugar and so many other things. And then you're going to strengthen your cancer cells by eating sugar, by feeding it sugar. So the first thing you want to do is starve cancer cells.
There's so much I want to ask in this short time. When it comes to gut health, because that seems to be another very popular, I'll wait till we go on air so the people on air are privy to this as well.
Okay.
It ain't fair that Facebook get all of the...
Your home
We
for
gotta go back
today's
to that.
hit. And forget a favorite.
Good
This
questions.
is Star 106.
Star 106 hits, welcome back. Free your mind on a Wellness Wednesday. Dr. Lashanta Smith in the building. And of course, we are talking overall health and homeostasis. Oh, y'all didn't
Yes.
know it. I got this. How to obtain it is the question. We're seeing it more and more where younger persons and persons that you just saw yesterday are what we see as all of a sudden dying, when in fact they're sick and just don't know. Nay says, what's doc take on prenatal genetic testing? I've been told that a genetic disorder, ALCT6B, runs in my family, and it's possible that females in the family who may be carriers can pass it down to firstborn males. Several persons in my family are autistic or mentally challenged. Wow, that's deep.
Wow.
ACTL6B, associated with intellectual development disorder, etc. Your take. What do you say about that?
Sometimes when we see complex issues, we look for such a big, complex solution to fix it. And let me tell you, you'll be so surprised. Sometimes just one deficiency that you address can fix the most chronic issues. Let me give you an example, homocysteine. So when we see homocysteine elevated, most times that means that that person genetically cannot convert certain things. Their liver can't convert, can't clear it out. And so when homocysteine builds up and backs up in the blood, it can cause a lot of chronic health issues that we see today, including autism, including Down syndrome, and so many other things that we see, not just in children, but even in adults.
Mhm.
And that's happening because there are just one or two key nutrients that is missing in the body that the person is not getting. And so that will cause a mutation in a gene system. And now genetically, you're not able to properly detoxify certain things. And we know that toxins, toxic overloads can definitely create all diseases. So sometimes it's just a mineral deficiency problem, as simple as that.
Whoa, lots of questions. AJ says they say psoriasis is a permanent condition, but is treatable by that I mean capable of being controlled, right? Also, on another note, people have this mindset that there's a look with HIV and AIDS. You can see a person lose weight and think that the person has AIDS. You can diagnose HIV and AIDS just by looking at a person. So that's a twofold question. What is psoriasis? I know what psoriasis is, but how does one quote unquote cure it? Because we're seeing more of that. I also want to talk about gut health really quickly because we're seeing more and more ads on TV. All of a sudden, again, like I like to look at times gone by in the 70s, 80s, 90s. It was never spoken about. All of a sudden now there are lots of commercials with all these different fibers, and we're now taught about probiotics and prebiotics, things that we were never taught before. What is healthy gut? What is a healthy gut? And we're not talking about being fat or being slim. A lot of people think when you talk about a healthy gut, they're thinking
Right.
about having a washboard belly
Right.
or a stomach. What is proper? What is good gut health?
Well, all diseases begins in the gut. And the way to reverse and fix them is by fixing the gut. Most people you see, and somebody mentioned psoriasis, which is a skin disorder. The way to fix psoriasis is not by even looking at the skin, it's by looking at the gut.
So it's not, let me get some whatever it is to put on
No.
something topical.
Right. That's not what
That's
it
not going to
is.
fix it.
No, it's not going to fix it because it's really not a skin problem. It's more so a gut problem.
So it's just coming out on the skin. The skin is the indicator.
The skin is the outer skin and the gut is the inner skin. So they
Okay.
both reflect one another.
Okay.
So if something is going on, if you have some issues internally and the inner skin is being inflamed, so will the outer skin be. So we don't look at the skin, we look directly at the gut. And when you want to have proper GI health, you have to make sure that you are properly digesting and absorbing your foods. So many things throw off digestion. Your stress alone will throw off digestion. How many people are stressed?
All. Everybody raise your hand.
Everybody.
All.
And they're not supporting their bodies against the stress because they are not educated in a way of how to do that. Secondly, a lot of people are drinking alkaline water. That's another one.
Whoa.
I
You
didn't wanna
just
touch it.
you just turn everybody neck around 360. One big pivot. This one say all of us. Alkaline water. Problem?
Alkaline water will give you major gut issues. That's the one thing I take my patients off on day one. And everybody who's coming in initially is drinking alkaline water.
Yeah, because
think that they're
again,
doing something good.
again, remember that social media and advertising says that we need to drink water with a pH of 8
8 or
plus
9.
8 or
Yeah.
9. So everybody's running to drink alkaline water. And you're saying that alkaline water can destroy us.
The one water that I would never drink is alkaline water. Alkaline water is the biggest money marketing myth there is right now. It's destroying a lot of people's health. I am so passionate that when I'm just about my normal business. If I see someone drinking alkaline water, I walk right up to them and I say, please stop. And they want to
Gee.
know why. And I take 2 minutes and I tell them why. Because it won't prevent cancer. It will lead you to cancer.
Say what now?
It's thrown off your stomach. Your stomach needs to be highly acidic.
In
And when
order
you
to
drink
digest.
alkaline, yes, in order to sterilize your foods, in order to digest your foods. And when you deplete that acid, now your stomach is not able to do that.
So reverse osmosis water, maybe purified water, anything but alkaline
I like filtered. I like
or
spring
filtered
water.
spring.
Yeah, if it's just a natural spring water. But when they
Okay. Oh
use
my goodness.
machines, I know so many people are going to be shocked by this.
Yes. Yep.
But don't. And if you're drinking your alkaline water cold, that's a double whammy. You don't want to do that. You have to stop. And I know there's somebody listening out there who can connect to this and say, I did not have gut issues or digestive problems, but now I'm drinking alkaline water for the past 2 years, 3 years.
Yeah, but they're
and
not
I'm having
thinking
this.
that their problems
They're not
are,
relating it
they're
because
not.
they
They're
don't
not
know.
connecting those dots.
Because if everyone is saying that alkaline water is good, then they're never going to think that their symptoms are from alkaline water.
Absolutely. So what about, when you talk about liver function, kidney function, most people don't tap into those because most people think when you have a kidney or a liver issues because you're a drinker, you know, um, all my systems are working because when I eat, I defecate right away. So everything must be in optimal health. How do you dispel that? That's not necessarily so because you have a bowel movement every day means that you're healthy.
No, I've seen some of the sickest people have 3 bowel movements per day.
Hmm.
So the thing is, what people don't know is sometimes you can be having a bowel movement and still be constipated.
Wait. How?
If you're pooping pebbles, you're constipated.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Understand. They can be constipated but still passing.
Yes, still passing.
Wow. AJ says in certain countries they drink their water directly from certain streams or springs. Does this
Perfect.
mean there's a natural source of water for humans
Yes.
that we're supposed to rely on? Also, I think a lot of our mistakes is energy drinks. I don't think many people know of the health risk of energy drinks. You could elaborate.
Yeah, that's a huge one because a lot of energy drinks too are labeled no sugar, and so people gravitate towards it because some people are watching their sugar, right?
Mm.
But they often use a toxic sugar called sucralose, and a lot of people don't know that. So something is making that sweet. You have to look to see what they are using to make it sweet, and most times it's going to be sucralose. Sucralose is poison, literal poison for your good beneficial bacteria, and when you kill them off, they were designed to protect you. They were designed to strengthen your immune system. And when you kill them off, you wind up with a lot of infections because now you have those additional bad bacteria that can invade your system because you're killing off the good bacteria that has to keep the bad ones at bay.
I mean, think about our diet. We love sweets. Bahamians love sweets. Just look at all of our sauces and duffs and cakes and all of that. What would we do in terms of, or what can we do in order to find an alternative?
There are so many healthier alternatives. People are just not aware of it because they're eating what they know.
Yeah.
And that's where I come in and I educate people like almost every day you bring me some nice gluten-free muffins.
I want to
right?
talk about wheat. Let's take a quick break on that. We're going to talk about the mishaps and the faux pas that we definitely subscribe to on a daily basis, and just because we don't know. We're going to take a quick break. More Free Your Mind on a Wellness Wednesday. It happens right here every Wednesday, right here on The Star. Okay, this one says, join the treatment room, no sugar challenge starting in October. So talk about that. Go ahead.
Yeah, so we all can benefit from detoxing sugar. And I know some people say, but I'm not diabetic. That's fine. That's fine. All of your symptoms are coming from sugar issues. And so when we remove the foods that will have the higher glycemic index, so people who eat fruits every day, like there's no fruit on the sugar detox.
Mm-hmm.
And people are surprised because they think that fruits are so healthy.
Mm-hmm.
But so many people have to just totally eliminate fruits for at least a year to see improvements because fruits contain something called fructose.
Right.
And that's still very damaging for your liver. So the sugar detox allows us to detox sugar, and it also helps reduce inflammation because sugar also turns into inflammation within the body. And I've seen people experiencing so much joint pains. And when they do the sugar detox challenge, they say my knees have improved.
Let me just give you all a quick one. All right. This is a true testimony. So I was introduced to this life changer, hashtag life changer. Anytime y'all talk about her now, it's hashtag life changer, right? to do a food allergy test. And I'm like, a food allergy test. And I want you guys to understand that having a food allergy does not necessarily mean that you're going to break out in hives or, break out in, all kind of you're having skin issues. I get to understand and have been educated now to know that you can have an allergic reaction to some food internally. So what it means is that you now have inflammation going on in the body. And when there's lots of inflammation, that equals sickness. So I want you to expound on that, why it's important to test for allergies. Because people laugh at me and say, what can you eat now? Because I personally have been tested and I have 26 allergies, including
Wow.
banana, things. And y'all know juicing for life. So banana, kale, papaya, oats, all of those things. Blueberries, I'm allergic to, and I've been eating them forever and ever, and not knowing that those foods may be good for you, but not necessarily for me. Raisa says, yes, and yes, and swell and look fat, but ain't fat. Mommy, yes, you want to know how to cure GERD. Hold on. Acid reflux. Okay, we could talk about that. Star 106 hits. Welcome back. Free your mind on a Wellness Wednesday. The Life Changer is in the building. Thank you to Dr. Lashanta Smith of the treatment room. We're going to talk more about the treatment room in just a sec. But Raisa says, I've got 29 of them. Food allergies, acid reflux. We got so much to talk about, questions that people are having today. So let's start with
Food allergies.
food allergies. Absolutely.
Okay, so like you said it. One man's food is another man's poison.
Wow.
So if I give you my diet that helps to heal me, it would probably make you sicker.
Right.
And absolutely no one is eating healthy if they haven't had their foods tested. So some people would eat salads and think it's healthy. But I've seen lettuce destroy some people's health.
I'm allergic to kale, and I've been eating kale forever and
The
ever.
king of all
Almonds,
grains, right?
yes. I love my papaya. Let's not forget bananas. Banana is the base of just about all of my smoothies. And you couldn't tell me. And I was apprehensive to come and see you because I'm like, who healthier than more than me? Like I am the poster child. Only to find out, she laughing at me, y'all, but only to find out 26 things, and most of them I consumed on a daily basis, not knowing that those things were making me sick. People see me now like, oh my God, you lost so much weight. What you doing? But this life-changing journey takes real dedication. And that's the thing I really feel like most people are going to shy away from, because it's hard. It's hard to change what we're creatures of habit. We do things we've learned from childhood, from generations, and we do what we know or what we've been taught. Now you're coming to tell me that all of the things that I enjoy eating, I can no longer eat. And the thing is, a lot of people will shy away from food allergy tests because maybe I don't want to know, but tell them what the harm is of not knowing.
Inflammation leads to all diseases. Inflammation is the cause of death. So if you love your life, you'd want to reduce inflammation. You would want to avoid the things that are creating inflammation.
But people don't understand what inflammation is because, again, like I'm saying, when we think of allergy, we think of the moment we have to run for some Benadryl because our lips swell, the hives, whatever it is. We don't think of internally what inflammation does or what it really is.
Inflammation is just basically fire in your body. You're just inflamed. That's fire. And most of the population do not have IgE reactions. That's the anaphylactic reactions where they eat something and right away they have some response. Only 5% of the population actually have those allergies. But then we have the 95% of the population who would have the delayed hidden food allergies, more like food sensitivities. So they won't know, they won't be able to discover it by eating it. Right. So if someone is having migraines every day, it could be the egg that they're eating for breakfast every day. It could be the tomato that they're having every day in their salad. And they would never know. They would never be able to make the connection.
Hi there.
And that's where the model comes in. We test and not guess. You can never guess the foods that you should be eating. It has to be done, and that's a blood test.
This one says, hi, if you're allergic to a food, what biomarker would increase?
What biomarker would increase? Well, a histamine response. You're going to have a histamine response. So your brain is going to communicate
Aw.
with your immune system, telling it to create inflammation. Now, the body's programmed for survival. Our body just responds. It's not trying to hurt us, it's actually trying to help us.
Mm.
And when these foods changes the structure of certain cells, now your immune system cannot recognize it. The immune system was designed to only recognize two things, self and non-self. So if that food is changing the structure of, let's say, your skin cells, your immune system is not going to recognize that. And so it's going to be programmed to attack your skin cells with inflammation.
Mm.
And that will show up as eczema, that will show up as psoriasis, and so many other skin issues. The body never makes a mistake. The body's just responding to
And the blood
mistakes
don't
that
lie.
we make knowingly and unknowingly.
And the blood don't lie. Listen, when I
Never
when I
lies.
got my results, I'm like 26 things, but I eat these all the time. And she's like, her exact words: 1, 2, 3, 4. The blood don't lie.
Never lies.
Never lies. So it's in the blood. You do a blood test, you're going to know exactly what it is. What causes food allergies? Would a leaky gut cause food allergy?
Well, I would kind of reverse that because food allergies causes leaky gut. Yeah, it's destroying the lining of your gut.
Okay, this one says, thanks for sharing her with us, Empress. Okay. Quick fixes, antibiotics, and everything else medically that we're told to take to fix our ailments and our problems. What does that do to the gut? What does that do? What does that do to us in the long run?
Long and short run. The problem is it overkills. It overkills. It cannot recognize the difference between the good bacteria and the bad bacteria. So it has to get rid of everything. And sadly, because bad bacteria have the ability to grow much faster, they fill in the spaces and then it creates more and more infections. And then you need more antibiotics. And then you're good for a few weeks or so, and an infection occurs again, and you need more antibiotics. So you're wiping out your good beneficial bacteria.
So
that
is this
actually
where
has to protect
probiotics
you.
and prebiotics come in?
So this is where we definitely need probiotics. We do a stool test where we're able to see what is going on in that gut. And so many people are experiencing what we call dysbiosis. They have so much of the bad bacteria and they have little to no good
Symptom.
beneficial bacteria.
Oh,
None. And that's called dysbiosis, is an imbalance. And so probiotics can come in and fill in the spaces. Okay. But we have to get rid of the bad guys as well.
see, again, like I said, when people walking around dressed to kill, all right, in this Sunday best, there's so much that's going on that we just don't know until it's too late. Why is it that more of this information, like I said, we're finding more and more that people are attributing these untimely deaths to the vaccine, to COVID? You know, all these people died during COVID. You heard of these underlying issues. With or without COVID, we all have some underlying issues, and it's just because we don't know, correct?
Correct. Anyone who died from COVID been sick for a very long time. And I
Sheesh.
know if they appeared to be well and got normal lab reports, they were still sick. Our immune system was designed to fight for us, to protect us, to defend for us. And COVID was just the straw that breaks the camel's back
Mm.
for many individuals.
William says, is it true that some people with peanut allergies can reverse it with graduated very small doses of peanuts over time? I think generally that question is about anything that we're told that we're allergic to. Can it be reintroduced to your body at some point? I think that's what he's saying.
Yes, because the body can heal from it. And one of the best ways for the body to heal is to avoid it. You avoid it. So food allergies are just foods that you cannot digest. That's all it is. Your body, if you're allergic to peanuts and I'm not, it means that I have the components needed to properly digest peanuts, whereas you don't have it. And then it's too big of a protein, and now your immune system has to deal with it. So sometimes if we work on digestion and absorption, strengthening that part of the body, now when we retest, the peanut allergy goes away and the person can eat it.
You spoke about a stool test. You do 4 very fundamental tests. First and foremost, the food allergy test. And when you think you found all in that, there comes the female panel. Is there a
Liz.
male panel as well?
Oh, yes, there's definitely a male panel. And while we're talking about men, so many men are experiencing erectile dysfunction and think that it's normal. It's not.
So to the woman, man, I weak. To the woman who has a man who says, "Listen, baby, I love you." Um, the doctors just said there's nothing that can happen. So let's go to Toys R Us and live our best life. Let's go live our best life because why? There's nothing that can be done. It's because I have sugar. That's usually the talk. It's because I have sugar, and it can't be reversed. You're saying that too is a lie.
Yeah, sugar is a huge factor in erectile dysfunction and low libido,
Mhm.
but that can be fixed. It's not only sugar, but sugar is a huge one, and that can be fixed. And the thing is, it's said that with age, men are supposed to lose testosterone. So testosterone is basically that hormone that helps to give libido.
Right.
Also
But
DHEA.
women lose estrogen too, eh? And lose their libido as
For
well.
women, yes, it does. But for men, testosterone is not supposed to decline with age for men or women, because you know women also have
Have
testosterone.
testosterone, right?
And when women come in with low libido, when we test their hormones, their testosterone is also low. Now, for males, we don't need a lot of testosterone, but the little bit that we need, and sometimes females don't even have that.
So men are not supposed to be depleted because of age. That's what you're saying?
No, testosterone does not deplete for no one with age. It's not supposed to. Now I know it is because again, common, but it does not mean normal. It just means that guy is sick. That's it. And let me give you a quick story. So the patient came in, he was in his 80s, sorry, he was in his 70s, retired already, some health issues, no motivation, no energy, fatigue, no muscle strength, no libido, erectile dysfunction. You know, most members say that life is over.
Mhm.
But when we tested his testosterone, he was low. He was at 123.
What's normal?
You need to be over 500.
My lord.
Over 500 for optimal levels. We're not looking for
Wow.
normal. We're looking for optimal levels.
Okay.
And he was at 123.
That's
And I'm
dust.
like, your testosterone is low. And he says, well, I am 72. And I'm like, no, it's not supposed to decline with age. And so his wife dragged him in. So he wasn't all that excited about the program, but he was doing it anyway. And so I said to him, I said, if you follow all of my instructions, we're going to retest your testosterone in the next 3 months. And I'm going to prove to you that it will elevate. We retested and he doubled the number.
So he used to.
He was about 250.
Okay.
But of course, he started to feel better as well. Of course, he will feel better. He got energy, he got strength, he got motivation. He got a bit of exercise back. He's feeling good. And we retested it 8 months later.
Oh Lord,
His
he was
testosterone
400 now.
was now 800.
So what?
800.
You said I was saying 400.
At double that. He was at 800.
Oh, he's a
A
rabbit by then.
72-year-old testosterone, they would say could never look that good unless he's taking something. He was not taking any testosterone.
So for those that are popping the blue pill, you're saying that they don't need to.
No, it's going to kill you. So you don't want that. You don't want that. Your body can make hormones again. It's just waiting on you. You give your body the right conditions. We back out of the way and we let the body do what it's supposed to do. He said, I feel healthier now in my 70s than when I was in my 20s. Everything reversed.
That's the affirmation right
Yes.
there. Now you know what's funny. You know, it's amazing how quickly time flies, and I know without even asking the listening audience if I need to bring you back real quick because this is just scratching the surface. Now, if you can't come in, we're gonna have to do it virtually, but it's safe to say that we're gonna need you to come back. We're gonna need a part 2 of this ASAP. I don't know if next Wednesday could work, but we definitely need to bring you back because there's so much more. You can't leave anyway, it's raining.
Yes.
All right. But for all of those that want to follow the treatment room, all right, I'm going to let you guys know how to do that in just a second. But of course, we are truly out of time. We want you to tune in. Top of the hour, 5 o'clock. Your drive at 5 comes your way right here on the Star.
Oil in your car every 3
Okay, guys. So that are pregnant right now and your doctor is pushing them folic acid pills on you, there's folates. That's to show you that
Folate.
I was
Yes.
paying attention. So this was so good. Coach, listen to me. I have to bring, like, you have to listen to my show on a Monday with this young man from
Okay.
Texas. He's a life coach. He's saying this was so good. And coach, I've been telling y'all. So when you come to town, you're gonna have to come and see it. This one says great informative program. Wow. If fructose, I guess, is fructose a metabolic poison?
Mhm.
That's the question. Is
Yes.
fructose a metabolic poison?
For many.
Listen to me, y'all. There's so much we did not get to touch. Um, Doc, first, let's talk about the sugar challenge. Let them know how they can be a part of it as it starts in October. Those
Okay.
that y'all serious about looking at the man in the mirror and in my Michael Jackson voice, make that change. You're ready to make that change. You're ready to put your best foot forward. You're ready to step out and just put on your Nikes and do it, because I'm telling you guys from experience, somebody like me who thought I was also poster child healthy, only to find out I have 26 allergies, and I have to totally revamp my everyday intake of all of the things that I'm allergic to. That was a hard one. She could tell you I sat in that office and cried. I was like, woman, you can't be serious. Now, what I've done is I've taken it up as a challenge and try to find things that I like, not the things that I'm allowed to eat, and still enjoy life. I'm still eating my sweets, but no, they're not made with sugar. They're made with monk fruit. No, they don't have egg. I'm using mung bean. No. Oh, we didn't even get to touch about wheat.
Wheat flour. Highly inflammatory.
God, I forgot about the wheat.
Highly.
Guys, we're gonna have to bring her back. Yeah, yeah. I'm planning on joining the challenge. This is my life coach in Texas.
Okay.
Okay, good stuff. So I'm gonna send you the flyer. No spelt is not good, Nate.
No, it's wheat.
Oh, I learned that too, child. I was spelt everything.
It's in the wheat family.
It's a step up from the crack wheat.
Right.
It is still wheat. I had to give away all of my spelt.
So is
I had
rye. Make sure to say that.
Oh, and rye is another one. I now only I'm allowed to eat sourdough bread. I had a beautiful salmon sandwich today on sourdough. I never dreamed a day I could eat something named sour
And that's
enjoy
because
it.
it's fermented.
It tastes good, right?
Yeah.
But again, you have to just have the will to live. You want to live. You want to watch your children go. You want to see your
I
grandchildren.
feel
You
better.
want to be around at 90. I just sent a gift to my friend's grandmother who just turned, she's the oldest person in the country. She's 110 years old. And Miss Millie is still walking the community, talking to the young boys, telling them to pull their pants up and to have manners and respect. She's still baking bread. I can't eat her bread anymore, but she's still baking bread at 110. We too could live that kind of
Wow.
life, but you have
It's
to be
amazing.
able to accept the changes that need to be made. You talk about the prayer of serenity. You have to change the things that you can. Don't cost me start preaching. Hallelujah. I'm telling you, no, spelt is not good, darling.
No, it's
Man,
not.
I need some more knowledge. Need to come and see Doc. Okay, so for all of you that want to see my good Doc, all right, so let me claim her first, then I'll share with you. All right. She's at the treatment room on Pargate Road. Give them all of the information.
Yes, and we are in the Dane Shipping Building. That's the first office downstairs. Our contact number is 394-0081. That's the office number, and our mobile contact is 454-4530.
Say it again, 454.
454-4530. Appointments are necessary, so you can call and book your appointment.
All right, listen, people. Hashtag, what I told y'all, life changer. I feel, oh my God, get in line, Emperor. She's my number one. No, bro. Listen now. I will take you off of my live feed quick. You want to get X out? You will get X out quick.
You didn't
Mr.
get to
Bo.
share your testimony.
That's what I'm saying. I even get to give you all my stories. We out of time. I wanted y'all to experience this life-changing moment. I can honestly tell you, when we meet again, I will tell you all my story. And how this woman has changed my life immensely, immensely. All right. And to all my sisters out there that having them personal summers, you don't need to. I have winter all year long. All year long. All right. So we'll talk more next Wednesday.
Yes.
Yeah.
We'll
Next
make it
Wednesday?
work.
I can send you the link and you can be
No,
on
I'll,
screen.
I'll
You
come
wanna
in. Yeah.
All right. So next Wednesday, the doc will be back in the house. All right. Courtesy of the treatment room. Why y'all laughing? Are you serious? Give specifics about the challenge for the people.
Oh, the Sugar Detox Challenge. Yes, it's for the month of October. It's a 30-day detox challenge. It is a virtual platform. So we have participants that are international,
Okay, so
people from
Coach, you heard
Canada,
that? You could be-
Jamaica,
Okay.
the US. So whoever is not here, you can still join. We meet via Zoom and also WhatsApp, and then we share information through your email. So we will be doing supplement advice as well. So certain herbs and supplements you can take that will help to pull sugar out of cells, out of tissues, and help your body to eliminate it. Also, fitness and exercise, that's going to be important. And then I want to teach my cyclic females how to exercise.
Oh, Lord.
So
yeah.
menopause can be a smooth transition and you don't have to worry about the flashes.
Oh Lord have mercy. So some of y'all have been exercising wrong.
Wrong. You have to exercise
I want
with
to
your
tell y'all
hormones.
real quick. This one time I had to stop exercising. Me.
Who says
She
that?
better kill me. But I'll tell you guys my story next time. All right. But thank you so much, everybody who joined in. Please share this video. All right. There's so many sick people. And if you love somebody, send it to 5 people, even 5 people that you definitely hold close to your heart, that you want to be around with you to celebrate this thing we call life. All right. Thank you so much, folks. Next Wednesday, right back here on Star 106 or Natural Empress on Facebook. Share it for next time so more people could get this great information from the hashtag Life Changer.